So let me also accept it. Let's begin. So today we're going to be doing seasonal Qigong, focusing on winter and water element. And this time of the year, we are recommended to work with our kidney and bladder systems. It doesn't exactly mean the organ itself, so don't take it literally like there's a problem or there's a weakness in my kidneys, but it's more like what all the other aspects that the kidneys are responsible. And one of them is bones. So we're going to be working a lot with, in a way, bone density building and some alternative approaches to that instead of just fear, because fear is the negative element of this season. So we're trying to let go of fears, any fears, including the fear of losing our bones or kind of our bones getting weaker. Before we begin, I have some props here. These are yoga blocks. You don't need to use them, but I'm going to show some alternatives when you do this practice at home. This is a tennis ball, and these are like therapy balls. These are probably half a pound or maybe 1 pound, which can be added actually to Qigong practice in case if you are uh, wanting to do also something kind of like weightlifting type of stuff with the Qigong practice. And this is just like regular dumbbell. This is a 3 pound one, which is a bit almost like too much. So let's begin. Just let all of these things kind of go right now. And then bring your hands to the 4 fingers or 5 fingers even, to tap on your ribs. It's the nipple line on your ribs. So just tapping here for a few rounds. And then now move to the area right under your collarbones, like corner, the socket, shoulder socket here, where this is like the end point of the meridian channel. And then this is the beginning point. We're kind of activating or informing the body that there's going to be some stuff coming. So wake up the energies. And now we will slowly add some other points, which is specific to this kidney that we are working on. And this is a point right here, like in this corner. And you can bring all 4 fingers to activate the kidney meridian. And then now move on to your face. This time, like almost like midpoint of the eyes, and then you're kind of doing the same thing, or maybe just 1 or 2 fingers. And then we're gonna move on with some like face massage, and then do an ear massage, because kidneys are also covering ears, listening. So any issues with hearing maybe sometimes could be related to kidney from a Chinese medicine perspective. So have your hands on the sides and move them up all the way and then circle. Bladder meridian, which is the pairing organ, starts right in between the eyes. So any kind of bladder related issues, this kind of a massage could be helpful. The channel goes for the bladder, I mean, starts from here, goes all the way up to the top of the head, and an entire back line comes to the pinky toe on the side. Let's do this one more time. And then almost like circle your face. Now bring the hands on to your forehead and imagine you are kind of releasing your 11 lines in between, which I have a big one. So just opening or almost like releasing your forehead a little bit. And now come to the ears. So this is like a very simple, doesn't have to be in any way, ear massage, but you're gonna be massaging like squeeze and release all like entire area of your ears. In acupuncture, we have like microsystems, which means in certain parts of the body, entire body is reflected, and ear is one of them. So there are certain points where we would needle for, let's say, stomach issues or kidney issues or kind of stress management, endocrine, and sometimes like hormonal related things. So we can kind of do a lot of things with the ears, and then just open them now a little bit out. It's a good massage to do at this time of the year. And then now pull your like bottoms of your ears, earlobes a little bit. This can be helpful for memory because brain is just like at the end. It's an inverted like fetus position we imagine in the ear. So just do that a little bit more. And then as we release, now make a like a V sign with your hands. So just to draw any kind of lymph in this area to move down, open the throat and so on. I'm just going to put on my glasses and then release. Now we're going to do a bit of a massage to open the back also. So starting with this side of your neck, using the opposite side hand, like squeeze, squeeze, release, and then move downwards. Squeeze, release. You can cover entire arm like that all the way down, and when you come to the like fingertips, just hold it as if you're squeezing your hand and release. Just shake this arm a little bit and just take a moment to compare right side, left side. You might be feeling your ears are probably like, if you look at them, I don't know if it is like that really, but maybe really red because we really increased the blood flow to the area when we did this massage. And also this part of the arm, since we did again some massage kind of a thing, then maybe things are, you are feeling at least like more sensations compared to this side. So doing the same thing for the other side. And then squeeze, release, squeeze, release. This is a Korean style massage, by the way. They call it doin massage. You can do this squeeze, release much slower, much longer for entire body, for your legs or for your arms. Again, do the same thing. And then shake, maybe shake both of them and release. Just feel for a moment arms, kind of sides. And now going into the sides, find a point. It's going to be nipple line on the side on top of the ribs. That's also a good point. That almost like covers entire body effect in terms of like relaxation. When you have like pain all around the body, this may be a point. Sometimes you like to needle in an acupuncture session. And then move down, go sideways a little bit on your back, like midpoint almost of your hips. And then come down from the sides of your leg all the way and take a few moments to rub around the knees. Knees are going to be used quite a bit in this class. Reverse the movement in a way. And then you can maybe just straighten your legs a little bit and then tap on your knees and then back of your knees. And then slowly from the sides, slap or knock with your hands, go all the way down and take a moment to get hold of your pinky toes, the little toe on the side, and squeeze like here. This is the end point of the meridian. So any bladder issues, for example, you can squeeze your little toe one side, and then with the other hand, with one hand, I mean, you can press your hand to this area, or like inner part of, inner canthus of eye, we call this. So just like squeeze, release, or do some massage there. And release. Now there is one more point that we need to almost like activate. For this one, you can use a tennis ball. These days I do this tennis ball massage almost like every day. And this is like very simple version, but you can really press on certain points to see how the foot feels. It's going to slowly open and widen almost like the bones. So you can feel a lot of release for even like low back pain because the whole same connective tissue is going through the back line. And if you don't have a tennis ball handy, you can massage a point. This is called bubbling spring. It's the first point of kidney meridian, which ends here. And the point is, imagine your whole, like bottom of your foot here, and you see, or from here rather, and you're going to divide it into three sections. These are very approximate locations, but it's okay for acupressure especially. And then you are finding a point right under the balls of the bones of the toes, let's say, and then you are pressing almost like the midpoint. That's the bubbling spring, which helps us to root down and get connected. And it's a good point when you feel like when you cannot fall asleep. Do some massage here with maybe middle finger or thumb, or use like a tennis ball. And then just circle here, reverse the other way, preparing the ankles also. And just take a few moments for the other foot as well. And then circle the ankle to prepare for a lot of standing moves that we're going to be doing to get kind of ready. Open your toes wide now. Feel, you're already probably feeling like your toes can spread almost like wider here. And sitting at the front edge of the chair, just do a few rounds of this cat-cow tilts. In yoga, we call this. In Qigong, it's more like spinal cord breathing. If I show it from the side, really round the spine. You can add your arms to this. Spine rounding as you exhale. Inhale, opening the chest, filling the lungs. Do just a few more rounds like that here. Exhale and inhale. And then just to add a little bit of a twist here, next time when you open the arms, turn sideways. All these things can also be done standing, but we're doing this time. Just sit it like that. And then let's do one more time each side, opening in a little bit of more like a twisting session. These twists are really good for the spine, by the way. Gentle rotations. And then when you come back to the center, just round like that. And then release. Roll the shoulders. Then we're going to do one more thing. This is just for the fun of it. This is called rooster spreads its wings. We're going to do some other rooster moves later, but this one is good for the spine. And you will see we're kind of going to be rotating everything. So have your hands either pressing like that or maybe interlaced. Both of them are okay. I start to make a circle with this elbow and then this one. So it's kind of elbow is the one that's guiding. And then make a circle on this side and then slowly change to this side. And then now make a circle on this side. And then again, this time, this side takes over. So you're making a circle. And you will see all of the like, kind of arm, different joints of the arm, and then maybe a little bit of like low back area, and then yeah, maybe a side joint area even is moving. Now reverse the circle. Feel like the side of the torso also opening a little bit. The rooster spreads its wings. This is one of those like longevity exercises that's recommended in Qigong because a lot of things with the joints and bones are always highly recommended as part of so-called Yang Sheng practices. These are called nurturing life. So imagine we are nourishing and nurturing life with these joint movements. And then slowly, next time when you come to the center, just take a moment to feel your upright spine, more space for all the internal organs. Breathe in, breathe out. And slowly starting to move now with all these active balancing postures. Going my chair out to the side. And then starting as usual, we would like to do this knocking on the door of life. The area at the back, like mid back, low back, where it's almost like the area between the kidneys, knocking on the door of life, gate of life, which is one of the main energy centers or vitality centers that we would like to keep active, alive, energized, strong, and slowing it down. And then as you come to the center, just stay here. Or let's do this one. Actually, sometimes it's fun to do that. We're going to move into this horse stance where the legs are wider. And to find the position that may work best for you. So you first bring your feet together and then start to open the heels and then the toes and then heels one more time. And then you bring your feet parallel. That's supposed to be almost like medium ground, let's say, for these horse stance positions when we have squats in legs wide position. And then open your arms. Just move side to side. The kidney meridian line goes through the inner legs. So that's why we do things like that a little bit to support the kidney. And come to the center now. Bring your hands onto the thighs. Just do a few rounds of like twisting shoulder towards the knee. Doesn't have to be a big twist. You can do it very gently. And if bending your knees doesn't feel right, and overall for anything that doesn't feel right, don't do it. If the bending knees is kind of sensitive, your knees are not happy, maybe just stay upright like that and just turn a little bit so it becomes just like a twist for the spine in a gentle form. Otherwise, if you want to go lower, maybe when you turn, press this knee a little bit away and then the other way. And then back to the center. Last one, both sides. And then come back to the center. And this time, just take a break and feel how the legs are feeling. And have your hands again at the chest and so on. So it's kind of center here. And start to move one side and then the other. As you do that, have your hands also moving in the opposite direction with your face. Your face is turning away. Your weight is on this leg now. We're going to be doing a lot of like weight shifts from one side to the other. And spine is again turning gently when you gaze towards the side. Let's do two more. Again, please make sure that your knees are comfortable and don't bend it too much. Maybe you're just doing something like that, tiny, teeny bend. But if knees are happy, then you can do a little bit kind of deeper bends. And then when you come to the center, next time, just feel how kind of the legs are more active. And now we're going to move into some forms. These are from the bear form. We have all these like animal frolics type of things in Qigong. Your hands are going to be, they can be quite high or maybe a little bit lower. So whichever kind of works for you. For this kind of a move, if you have some weights, you can use them. I'm not suggesting to use, but I had checked this in my first teacher training because the teacher was 75 years old. And he looked really great, in great shape. And I asked him, I like to do some weightlifting stuff, osteoporosis and all these like fears about bone density. And he was like, of course, I also do it. So anyway, you can use those. I'm not going to use them, but when you do these things on your own, you can use them. So have your hands like that. Find again a little bit of a bend in your knees. Just make sure that knees are okay. And then you're going to be turning side to side. You're not changing the level you are. Maybe if you want to do them like straight, you're just turning this way. So the level of bend in your knees is completely up to you. Maybe just a little bit is fine. Maybe you can have the hands even like higher, because technically they're supposed to be at the shoulder level. You don't have to have them maybe that high. But feel this low back area at the back, the Mingmen, the door of life, gate of life, is almost like active, right? The kidneys, that area. And then next time when you come to the center, just stay here, maybe straighten the legs, take a break. Hold your arms still like that too, because we're going to be doing something almost like a continuation of this one. And we're going to be starting with the legs straight like that. And then when you exhale, turn to the side, but put the hands down. Inhale, legs get straighter, and you lift the arms again like that. And then exhale, flipping the hands as you are rotating a little bit sideways, imagining you have like big beach balls under your hands and you're pressing them down, and then you're squatting to the best of your ability without hurting your knees, please. And then just a few more like that with these bear forms. In the bear forms, you don't really do anything kind of big. I mean, the movements are strong, but there's not much movement almost like happening. So you do everything slowly. And at this time of the year, bears are maybe hibernating already. Who knows? It's the winter time, so take things slowly. And then with awareness, as we are working in strengthening our legs. Exhale, pressing the hands. Inhale. Exhale, and to finish, bring the hands back. Just hold them here for a moment. Bend the knees slightly, and then slowly release as you bring your feet to, again, more like a shoulder width apart. And we're going to kind of changing now. And then let's do just a few rounds of drawing down the heavens as we almost like shift the energy or the style rather. And exhale. And now we're going to be moving these one-legged stance variations. And for this one idea was, I mentioned that earlier sometimes, using, this is a yoga block, or maybe like a book or something where you can safely step on. You can use something like that when we are doing this next move and maybe some others. And then we're going to be, this foot is still, toes are still on the ground. And you're going to be a little bit kind of straightening this leg, full leg, and then opening and releasing. Toes are still on the ground. Let me move this to the side. Soaring white crane or something this one is called. So you are bending and straightening. Just one-sided, we're not changing. And that's where the kind of trick happens. When you hold it like that, your leg is really getting stronger, as you can tell. And at the same time, it starts to like, oh my God, this is getting too much kind of a sensation. Be with that, just stay with that. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and release slowly as we are shifting now into the other side. Finding again the same thing. We keep shifting the weight. This leg gets full, 95% of the weight, let's say on this side. And this one is there to support, doesn't have to lift as we straighten the leg. It's not fully straight, but you can go full kind of straight leg as well. And the other variation, which we may do later, is when you have this like that, you can lift this leg. But we're going to do a variation, something similar to this. Otherwise, don't worry about it, like your toes are still on the ground to support you, and you are just doing the same thing. Hopefully with a sense of grace, with a sense of ease, with a sense of maybe almost like flying or kind of soaring like a bird. Big bird with kind of long wings. Let's do two more. Opening. And then release. Just take a moment. Again, bring the body into, or your weight into balance between right side and left side. Just feel that ease. And now we're gonna move into, yeah, let's do the kick first, and now we're gonna do the rooster series. So for this one, your hands, the position is still the same, about shoulder width apart. Your hands will come like cross at the, like in front of the chest. The wrist area is kind of crossing. And then when you start to open the hands, you shift the weight to this leg. And then when you press the palms away, you lift and kick with the heel. If that is not accessible, maybe you're just holding your leg like that. And then we're moving to the other leg on this one. These are, those of you who are doing Tai Chi, this is part of the 8 forms. They have 8 forms, 18 forms, 24 forms, 108 forms, a lot of them. And then do that, kicking with the heel. Everything is about like weight shift, and then the hands moving, and then the leg, hand, upper body, lower body coordination is there. You're probably feeling it. Inhaling, exhaling as you kick. Let's do one each side. Last one. And then release. Just take a moment again to feel the ease in balance. And a lot of times when we are standing, it's kind of random thing and we don't really appreciate it. So just take a moment to feel that ease, this kind of balance, right side, left side. It's not just one side that we were doing earlier, kind of focusing. And then for the next one, this rooster series again. So golden rooster stands in one leg. So slowly, weight is shifting to this leg. And then as I do that, this arm moves, comes up, lifts the leg. You can press this hand in this variation like that, or sideways. So there are multiple options for the hand positions. And then slowly you bring the leg down. So the hand is almost like spiraling down while this one's spiraling up. If this is too much for your balance, maybe have a chair handy, or maybe get support from the wall when you do this. Side to side, shifting the weight from one side to the other. the hand position, this one, I mean, is a nice one to, which helps with the balance, if you haven't noticed already. When you have the hand like that, as if you are getting support from the air, basically. But it is very helpful, and there's a lot of research showing that also, actually. Those of you, I mean, people with balance challenges, and they bring their hands to like parallel like that, palm facing down, can be helpful. Let's do one last one in this version. And then in the next one, we're going to change. It's the same thing, but the hand position is going to change. So this time you're going to press the hands away from each other. And this arm, that's kind of higher, but the palm is facing up. This could be more challenging for some of you, so you can go with the other version. Lifting up. There are 3 versions of this, depending on the teacher, I guess. So the hand position is changing. This is my, like, among my favorites, actually, this rooster series. And this one. You can also do same side as we did earlier, actually, for multiple times for a stronger effect, or like, see, oh my God, balance challenge. And then let's move to the 3rd version. And in this one, same thing with the hand, but this time hand moves up as if you're gonna kind of pick up something, pulls or something, whatever. And then this hand moves to touch to this area, like around the ankle joint. And then you release. So it's kind of getting harder, as you can tell. Arm reaches up, you gently touch, feel the moment of touch, find the balance, as well as your kind of activity engagement with the belly, and then release. Those of you who may like to do this with this, maybe moving up like that, and then touching with the ball. As I said, you don't need to do this. It may be just too much, but for some of you who wants to do Qigong and at the same time do something for the bones, that could be an option. Let's just do one last time each side. And then the other side. It's getting kind of challenging here. And then slowly release. And find a balance again. And just take a moment to have your hands in front of the abdomen right now. Feel maybe your legs are very active right now, that you may be feeling already. And we're going to do maybe 1 or 2 more, just to have, again, the kidneys and the channel working nicely, hopefully. For this one, bring one hand on your low back, and the other hand is going to be on the side, and you're going to be folding forward gently and scooping your hand, and then take it up. So one hand is at the back on your kidney area, and this hand, you can go very low here, you don't need to, and then make a circle. And to this, you can slowly add a little bit of this like leg move. Again, weight is on this one. This one is relatively empty. And then now the weight is shifting to this side. So you are moving with the legs also, like side to side. And the idea is for this one, when you have your hands moving downwards or like scooping like that, you are having your hand go through like water stream or lake or sea or something. And then you are circling this almost like to like let the water splash around your torso. That's like one of the main moves for water element. And some people, if there are knee issues, again, if you don't want to go all the way down or something, you just imagine without doing anything with the legs or knees, but have this sense of side to side action happening. So the inner legs are getting more active, where the kidney meridian lies. And now we're going to change the hand. So this time bring the other hand at the back. And then same thing, making a circle as if you're scooping your hand into the water and then splashing it all around, building the yin energy. We are kind of doing both yang and yin together. Very active one. Since we are also doing it kind of slowly, it also brings the element of mindfulness and having the mind also almost like stay here, be present for the activity. Let's do one last time. And as you exhale, release, but bring both hands on your low back now. Just find this area of the kidneys. And then we're gonna do almost like tracing the channels of bladder. Just roll for a few moments here. Warm this area up. We did a lot of work to support our kidney energies in winter time in these cold days. And now let your hands just flow down as if you are like tracing the back of your legs. And then let the hands go through the toes and then come through the inner legs. And then here one last time, maybe same thing, just take a few moments to rub, warm, activate, send some love to your precious kidneys. And then slowly, you may bend your knees deeply here if you want to, gliding the hands all the way down through the back, and then circle around the toes, and then going through the inner legs. And then just one final thing for the kidney itself, which goes through the inner legs, as I was saying earlier. Just have your hands, spine angulating here. Have your hands go through the inner legs as the upper part of the hands are kind of touching each other. And then gaze up slightly as you turn this vertebral rotation down and up, kind of, and then circle. Glide the hips back. Take the hands through the center line, circle. As you're gazing up, so opening the front of the vertebra. Now opening the back as you're rounding. And exhale. Let's do two more. Undulating the spine. Like the key, let's say, set of bones for our overall health. And slowly finishing this up with centering. So have your hands in front and one hand, and then the other hand is going to be circulating to bring the energy down all the way to your lower belly, lower energy center, lower dantian, as we call it. They also call it, sometimes there's a translation like elixir field. There's some kind of alchemy that happens in the lower belly. The back with dantian, the wingman, and then the front is with the dantian. So there's a lot happening in this kind of pelvic area, lower belly. Last round. And as we finish, just web off the index and the thumb cross. Make a few circles for your abdomen. Knees are soft, shoulders relaxed. Reverse the circle. Imagining all these energies, strength, power that you have created is being stored in your abdomen, in the dantian, so that you can kind of use it as needed. And then hold your hands like that, almost like to push it in, as if this energy ball that you have generated turns into like a pearl or something that you are going to be just storing in your belly. Breathe and feel your belly until your awareness of the whole body, from the toes, the bottoms of your feet, the bubbling spring, the kidney first point. Take the attention all the way upwards, almost slowly, covering, scanning lower legs, knees, upper legs, the trunk, your arms, face and head. Feel your deep connection and a sense of almost like taking a moment to thank your body for this practice that you were able to the best of your ability. It doesn't have to be 100%, but you did something and you have slightly deeper connection, maybe awareness of the whole body. And then slowly with your next exhalation, just sighing it out, opening your eyes if they were closed. So from here, we're going to be moving into a guided meditation. We worked hard for our body, physical aspects, and then we're going to do something for the mind as well. Because a lot of times the fear, which is relevant for the water element or like winter season, is everywhere, and including myself. Just there are so many fears, from like, what if something happens, what if something doesn't work the way I want, or and it's all normal, to have all of these things. They're not going to disappear, but how can we almost like to balance this fear element? How can we show a little bit more compassion, a little bit more like, oh my dear, I understand? Can we just take a moment to feel or show a little bit more like kind of compassion? And we're going to do this with a loving kindness practice. So as you find a position, a posture to sit upright, maybe at the front edge of the chair, or if you want to be doing this lying down, that's also perfectly fine. But just take a few moments to connect with your precious body again. Maybe you still have some strong sensations in your feet, in your legs. Maybe not, it's okay. But just take a moment to almost a little bit like scanning, as we did earlier, from your toes, your feet, lower legs, knees, upper legs and thighs, pelvic area, front and back, and maybe dantian, the energy center, vitality center in the lower belly. Feeling your trunk with tons of internal organs there, as well as blood vessels and lymph and nerves. A lot happening there. And then feel your arms. Imagine your attention moving up through your elbows, upper arms, and feeling your face and head. And feeling as if like this is like inside out connection, let's say. So feeling your body inside out. And as you are feeling the body, you may be sensing something is moving, even though you are still, to the best of your ability, of course. Breath is helping the body to move in and out, or oxygen is moving in and out, but breath is expanding and contracting the body. And you're not manipulating the breath here, just letting the body breathe itself. And notice you're just observing your smart, intelligent, super intelligent body knows when to breathe and how to breathe. Slowly have your attention almost like focusing around the chest and heart area, or it could be entire kind of rib cage, just gently expanding and softening. It could be very subtle if your breath is just like shallow in a way. It's okay, don't worry about it. Just observe, noticing you're observing your body breathing gently, almost like savoring and enjoying this process as you are nurturing connection between the body and mind. Recognizing precious body and then the breath. And now attention really around the heart, or almost like center of your chest. I will slowly invite you to, I will just mention some phrases. If it makes sense to you, you can repeat the same things, or if you want to say something else, you can just go ahead and do that as we move into a sense of, some people call these almost like prayers or well wishes for ourselves. So we're going to be transitioning into loving kindness meditation. And then just joining me when you are ready. From this place of presence and connection with your body. May I be healthy in body and mind. May I be happy and experience joy coming from inside. You can almost like imagine a sense of joy starting inside without needing anything externally. May I be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. May I accept myself as just I am. I am doing my best. May my life flow with ease and grace. Offering these well wishes or best wishes or even prayers, however you like it, to your own being. We're going to go one more round. And I'm just going to add something at the end. May I be healthy in body and mind. You may add a dear one, or you may say, using your own name, I'm just going to be using my own name. May Nevin be healthy in body and mind. So using either may I or maybe with your own name. Wishing health for the body and mind. May Nevin be happy and experience joy coming from inside. Using your own name, please. And the next one. May using your name be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. Outer harm coming externally, inner harm, maybe sometimes really harsh judgments that we may have about ourselves. Maybe be protected from those inner and outer harm. May I accept myself as just I am. If it resonates with you, you can also bring your hand on your chest as we repeat those phrases. May my life flow with ease and grace. And for the last round of the same phrases, if you like, I would invite you to use we instead of I, because there are other people in this meeting today. So expanding it to include people attending to this class or any people that you may like to send some of these well wishes. Maybe be healthy in body and mind. You can even imagine like a circle actually, and then send this out. Maybe be happy and experience joy coming from inside. Maybe be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. Maybe accept ourselves as just we are, just human beings. Everything we go through a lot of it is just natural. The fears, anxieties. Taking a moment to balance these out. May our lives flow with ease and grace. And slowly, if your hand was in your chest, just release it down. And allow yourself to feel with your own attention, kind attention, nourished, nurtured, almost like fed with love, with compassion by your own self to your own being. And as we come to the end of this practice, allow your breath to get deeper. You can open your eyes when you feel ready. Thank you so much for your attention.